way, I'm going to be representing both opinions. And honestly, I feel like this can all be summed up with a misunderstanding. People are saying you didn't beat the boss, but what they really mean is you didn't experience the boss. And low-key, I agree. Elden Ring was my first FromSoft game, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I understood a single boss's moveset. Like, I'm not even lying to you. All I would do is walk into a boss arena, summon my mimic, and just spam my Rivers of Blood Asher War. I learned nothing. Don't get me wrong, I had a ton of fun. I loved that playthrough. It was amazing. But it just felt like I was missing out on something with how easily I was killing the bosses. But that's just me personally. And then a video popped up on my YouTube feed about Dark Souls combat and what makes it so amazing. In the video, the guy talked about how you have to find your openings, be patient, understand the boss's moveset, and learn how to react. Now that sounded a lot of fun, so right at final boss, Radagon, I went to go respec my character into a pure physical build. Nothing that was quote unquote cheesy. Then I went on to beat Radagon with parries, and then Elden Beast right after. After that, I went to Millennia and did the same thing. Now after both of those encounters and playing the game, now bear with me here, seriously or correctly for the first time, I personally had a lot more fun with it, and it felt like an entirely different game opened up. Now origin story aside, let's get into the appeal of Elden Ring, which would be exploration. Within different open world titles, each one probably have their own appeal. But within the FromSoft lineup, Elden Ring's appeal is easily exploration and freedom. Directly after that would be variety and options, or difficulty. But it depends on who you ask. Now I wanted to focus on the difficulty part real quick because a defining characteristic of this brand is difficulty. I mean, like, one of the first things people think about whenever they hear Elden Ring or FromSoft or even Dark Souls is hard boss battles. I mean, some are stupid, like very stupid, but don't get me wrong, they're still hard for sure. Now I wanted to quote Miyazaki real quick because he says, "Don't give up, obstacles can be overcome with strategy and learning." Now depending on who hears this, it can be either taken as don't cheese and get good, or use whatever the game gives you. However, he also said that he doesn't want the difficulty to depend on the player's actual skill level, like as in reaction speed or faster button presses. Now this might sound confusing, but he actually explains this by saying that he wants the difficulty to depend on something entirely different, which is experimentation. He says the spirit of the difficulty should revolve around people trying out different strategies or different playstyles or even different builds just to find out what works best. The purpose for the content being there is so players can challenge themselves and make progress. Now with this statement, whether elitists like it or not, the game was intentionally designed for players to use everything at their disposal in order to succeed. The game director himself said this 14 years back when Dark Souls 1 was releasing, so this is a said and done fact. Let me give an analogy for fellow Black Ops 3 players. Imagine you're playing zombies. Are you now not allowed to use gobblegums or alternate ammo types like Deadwire and Turned? Sure, it makes it easier, but it's still very fun. However, I'm gonna have to disagree with Miyazaki here. Just a little bit, hear me out. I want to suggest that everybody at least try pure melee combat and hone your actual skills as a more rewarding form of progression. And not gonna lie, I don't really see the challenge in running around gathering gear to set up for hours, but we're all different people. We might not always agree with the original philosophy behind the game design, but we each get to do whatever we want with it. Real quick, check out these two pieces of gameplay. You didn't beat the boss, or like I voiced earlier, experience the boss, most likely means this. I just feel like a lot of the experience is dulled out with this style of gameplay. Like, I couldn't imagine throwing away these carefully designed movesets just to get to the next boss. If I'm fighting some goats like Mesmer, Bale, Millennia, Radagon, not Elden Beast, and low-key final boss as well, I don't want to experience them all to their fullest and treat each one like a special encounter. I mean, don't get me wrong, I personally don't care when other people play how they want. Plus the fact that it's a single player game and everybody's experience is isolated, so it physically cannot get ruined by someone else playing a different way. You know, it's not like COD where the corner campers will get to you mentally.
Now he's up. Now yeah, he ran downstairs.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Oh, they baited me. No, there's no way. Bro, they're weird, man.
And be honest, bro, you don't have to go into every comment section and mention that people didn't play the way you want them to. And you know what, bro? Sometimes people just don't care about challenge. We got a 30 square mile map, 400 weapons, and 200 spells to play with. And these days, people are busy. Not everybody has the time or patience to sit there just dying over and over again. But me personally, I love FromSoft combat. Understanding an enemy in and out and witnessing yourself react properly feels amazing. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. I have a few friends who aren't that serious about that kind of stuff, but one of them gave up on Mesmer and Rolana after just a few tries, and then he summoned online players to help him get the win, and both times he voiced how he felt unsatisfied or that he was missing out. Another one was always suspicious about his weapons doing too much damage or being overleveled because he didn't want to feel like he was cheesing. And then there's a direct opposite, my third friend, who right upon getting the game downloaded cheat engine, gave himself everything, and proceeded to breeze past all the bosses. But he said he enjoyed it and it was fun. If I wanted to sum up my opinion, here's what I would say. At least try to put yourself through that challenge, and if it's not for you, do whatever you want, as long as you're having fun. So yeah, I just made this video because I never really see anybody discuss both perspectives, but let me know what you guys thought. Did I reflect your personal opinions, or do you completely disagree? Let me know.